Second take on this video. I got so flustered. I, this record, God, this is great. This is Ambrosia. This is a progressive sounding record by Ambrosia. Listen to the organs and the keyboards in this record. This is straight Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Now, I'm not comparing them to Emerson, Lake and Palmer. We're talking about two different entities. But there's no doubt, this is the same group that did the Pop Confections. About as mainstream as you can get. The Biggest Part of Me, and which was in 1980, and then there was How Much I Feel For You in the fall of 78. But in let's go back to Ambrosia. The song I want to talk to you about by Ambrosia, this is really more of an album cut than a single, but it was on Billboard's Hot 100 December 6, 1975 at number 63. Nice, very nice by Ambrosia. A solid, jazzy, lush arrangements, progressive album cut, engineered. One of the engineers on this album, Alan Parsons. Which is probably one of the reasons why this record had such a progressive sound. This record did. Alan Parsons, who engineered the album from which this song came from, which was called Ambrosia, the name of the album. Ambrosia's debut album. And Ambrosia returned the favor. 4 members of Ambrosia, they played on Alan Parsons, the Alan Parsons Project. First album, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, which featured a hit. Do you remember the song, The System of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather? That was back in the late summer, fall of 1976. 4 members of Ambrosia played on that album. I didn't know they were that progressive. Because, most people, and I have to say, including myself, when you think of Ambrosia, you think of How Much I Feel For You, Baby, and The Biggest Part of Me. They had another song out. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head after Biggest Part of Me back in the fall of 80. But I'm just blown away. I am blown away by this record. It was not a hit, but I don't think it was intended to be a hit record. See, let's go back. A little bit of history on Ambrosia. They formed in about 1970. From Los Angeles. They did audition for Herb Alpert and his A&M record label, but they wound up with Warner Brothers. And they released about 5 albums off the Warner Brothers record label. The first album, 1975, Holding On to Yesterday, was the first single off of the Ambrosia album, which did pretty well. It was not... Well, it's a pop record. It sort of anticipated. How Much I Feel, and their other hit record from 1980, The Biggest Part of Me. But boy, this record right here, this is definitely 180. This is a 180-degree departure from Biggest Part of Me. Nice, very nice. The song itself, it was based on a point. Now get this. You talk about being progressive. You talk about being literary. Now we're throwing it back to the 60s. The best of the progressives, the best of the creativity of the 60s and early 70s, the golden years. This song was based on a poem by Kurt Vonnegut. It was called Cat's Cradle. The lyrics was pulled from the poem. Kurt Vonnegut's Cat's Cradle. I got it up. Let me read you a few of the lyrics real quick off this thing. And you're going to listen to this. You're going to say, gosh, dog, this is not Ambrosia. Here it is. Oh, a sleeping drunkard up in Central Park, or the lion hunter in the jungle dark, or the Chinese dentist, or the British queen. They all fit together in the same machine. Now, how 60s is that? How counterculture is that? How stream of consciousness is that? And I'll read you another lyric. Oh, a whirling dervish and a dancing bear, or a Ginger Rogers and a Fred Astaire, or a teenage rocker, or the girls in France. Yes, we are all partners in this cosmic dance. It almost sounds like Mind Games by John Lennon when he was singing about the cosmic wheel. It's like, gosh, dog. You got John Lennon, you got Emerson, Lake and Palmer, you got Alan Parsons. Well, I got to end this video. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Nice, very nice. I hope you enjoy the song. I really do. It's a great record. Ambrosia, nice, nice, very nice, peaked at 63. That is it. Not surprised. This is an album cut. It's not a single. On Billboard's Hot 100 for 5 weeks, though. Ambrosia, brought to you by Mr. DJ.